What's up, guys? It's your boy Daniel, aka Chino Rides, coming back at you with another video. Thank you guys for coming back and checking it out again. Thank you guys for subscribing, liking, commenting on the past few videos. I appreciate all you guys and all the support you guys have been giving on this channel. We're only 25 subscribers away from doing a glove giveaway, so make sure you guys are subscribing if you are new here. If you're not new, welcome back. Today this video is going to be a little bit different because I feel like pretty sick. Today's video is going to be a quick how-to wheelie video. For the most part, it's pretty much the same on all bikes. The Z-125, Husky 450, MT-07. Biggest difference is throttle on each one, power and torque. So this right here is the biggest thing on each bike, and obviously the balance point, which we'll go over what that is too if you're completely new to wheeling. I'm really good at wheeling on my Z-125. This one actually is not my Z-125. This is my brother's. I was about to go make the video, and then as soon as I turned on my Z, I was like, oh damn, it's still flat. I haven't fixed it yet. So that's where we are with the Z. At least with my Z, it's not fixed yet, so I can't use it for the video. So we're on his today. Hopefully I don't loop this thing trying to show you guys how not to loop. But yeah, let's get right into it. Let me pull the bike over and kind of go over some of the key things that we need, or not need, that you need to get comfortable with. Alright, so first off, Z-125 in the Kawasaki yellow. Beautiful. But the main thing that we need to go over is this thing right here. I don't know if you guys could see it, but that's the back brake. Make sure you're comfortable with your back brake, because when you start picking up the bike, right, it goes like that, and when you bring it too far back, you're gonna hit the brake and it'll bring you back forward, because it stops the tire right here that's bringing you back. I don't know if you guys could see that, but that's gonna be the main thing right here. You also got to be comfortable with your throttle. You got to have a steady hand for the throttle. You don't want to grab it too far forward, too far back. You'll kind of see how I do it. The other thing is your clutch. There's different ways to wheelie. There's clutch ups and there's power ups. You can clutch the bike, give it some power, pop it. That'll bring the bike right up. Or you can just give it power to begin with. These are a little harder to do because they have less power, but you are able to power up wheelies as well. So the way I'll be doing it is a clutch up. I'll show you also both, but the way I'm going to be showing you now is a clutch up. This one, as you can see, when we were first wheeling, had a couple flips on it. It's all good though. But yeah, let's get right into it. Again, first things first is this brake right here. This is your rear brake. You want to get really comfortable with, as soon as the bike goes up, tap that brake, bring you back down. Tap that brake, bring you back down. Every time you start going up, get comfortable with this being your first response instead of going, ah, and then that's when the bike goes out from under you, which happened to me quite a few times when I was first learning. But I didn't really have anybody to teach me. It was kind of the same thing. I watched YouTube videos to figure it all out too. Some videos really showed good how to use your back brake, some didn't. Some just said tap the brake, but they didn't show that you got to build that muscle memory when learning how to wheelie. So we're going to start clutching up a little bit. Clutching up basically just means I'll pull in the clutch, give it a little bit of gas, pop the clutch. And what that does as you're giving it gas is it kind of builds up torque. I don't know how to explain it, but it's forcing the engine to be at higher RPMs, and then you pop out the clutch and let it engage, so it just boom, picks it right up. But we'll do that a few times. Basically, you clutch in, give it power, pop it, boom, hit your back brake, brings you back down. Hit your back brake, brings you back down. You're gonna keep doing that. Keep hitting that back brake. Watch, I'll show you how I hit it when the bike is coming up. If you could see it, I hope you guys can, but boom, you hit that, brings you back down. You hit that, brings you back down. So that's the main controller for wheelies. Obviously the throttle matters too, but you got to get really comfortable with hitting this brake. Once you get comfortable with the brake being your reflex when the bike starts coming up, then you can start clutching in, bringing it a little higher. Hit that brake. Hit that brake. What that's going to do, again, is just get your mind and tell it, hey, as soon as the bike comes up, or when the bike is going back, you hit the brake, and then that just kind of gets you into that mode that when you start going too far back, which you will once you get to balance point, the brake is going to be what brings you forward again. So it's like a teeter-totter in a way. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Most wheelies, when you start off, you won't get to balance point. Balance point is when you're high enough up on your tire that the engine does not require any more power to be around there. So you'll kind of hear your RPMs drop a little bit, and it's right around 10, 11 o'clock is what I would say balance point is on most bikes. Some have a further back balance point, some have one further forward, so it really depends. But yeah, so before you get to balance point, this is kind of what your wheelies will look like. Is you'll just kind of rev it out. You'll keep giving it gas because you're not high enough. We'll show another one here. See? So you'll hear as the engine RPMs start climbing and climbing and climbing. And again, that's just because you're not at balance point. When you're at balance point, it'll sound a little more like this. As you can see, the sound of the engine slows down a little bit. It gets quieter because you're not giving it as much gas to try to keep the tire up, because it doesn't require the same amount of power as when you're first starting to do wheelies. And again, you're not going to get straight to balance point the first few times that you start learning how to wheelie. It took me probably 2 months on my Z-125 learning on that one. I fell, I flipped. You're going to go through it, but the more seat time you have, as far as the more you ride that motorcycle, the more you practice, the easier it'll get. Every time you ride, it'll be a little bit more comfortable to go further back. But once you get it down, it'll sound and look a little like this. Right, and then you'll be able to mainly control off the throttle and use the brake only when needed. When you go too far back, tap the brake, brings you forward again. So that's the main thing. As long as you're comfortable with tapping that rear brake whenever you feel like you're going too far back, most of the time you will not loop. And I say most of the time because I'm super comfortable with my rear brake on my Z. But even when I wheelie, sometimes I'll get brake fade on it from holding it too long or holding it through and riding the brake. Then it gets brake fade, and then I use it when I'm too far back and it doesn't fully go on, engage. But yeah, those are the 3 basic steps to wheelie: is clutch, gas, at the same time. Wow! The one thing you want to make sure you're not doing, if you are, it's fine, you're still learning at first, but the one thing you want to make sure you don't do is this. You see the throttle? Try not to pump the throttle. Try to keep it a bit more consistent, which it'll take time to get to that too. It took me a while. But try to get more consistent and have it more like this, you know? So where you're not going like as you're wheeling. You could let out some air on your tires to kind of keep the balance a little bit better. Don't let out too much, but let some air out. And main thing is just practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the better you get. To get the tire off the ground, you need 2 things: clutch, throttle. That's to get the tire up. To bring it back down, brake. And that's how you do a clutch up wheelie. Now you can power up a wheelie too. Everything else is the same as far as fundamentals for balance point when you go back far enough to where you don't need to give it as much gas, and brake to bring it back down. The biggest difference is you don't use this. Bring in your clutch, throttle, pop. And then you'll kind of get more comfortable as time goes on. And show it one more time and then we'll probably wrap up the video. I feel like I did a pretty reasonable how to wheelie. If I missed something, or if you guys didn't like the way I did something, comment down below and I'll make another video if it's something, you know, huge that I might have missed. But with that being said, this has been your wheelie tutorial, how to wheelie a Z-125. I practice the same exact thing: clutch, throttle, back brake. Thank you guys for coming back and watching this video. If you've liked this Z-125 or this how to wheelie tutorial, make sure you guys drop a like. Again, comment down below if there's anything else you guys wanted to see on this wheelie tutorial, anything you think I missed or something that's important for beginner people wheeling. Make sure you guys check out my Instagram, Chino_rides. Make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on. I'll be giving away some gloves, maybe something like these, I don't know. Just let me know what you guys want. I'll be giving them away once I hit 100 subscribers. But with that being said, it's been your boy Daniel, aka Chino Rides, and I'm out. Peace!